everybody. My name's Tina, and I want to welcome you to Why Tupperware, Why Now? Before we get started, I just want to share a little bit. I'm super excited about Tupperware, what all's happening in our business, and where we're going as well. And so, just a little bit about me. I've been in Tupperware now for 46 years, and I work with my husband in the business, and we have a great team. And I would love to invite you to be a part of our team. So I've got a little PowerPoint that I put together, and then I'll be happy to take any questions that you might have at the end. So let me pull up my PowerPoint. There we go. And we'll get started. So what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to give you the scoop on Tupperware. So let me get my little slide here there it is. So I'm going to give you the scoop on Tupperware. All right. So first of all, a big question that people always have is, who sells Tupperware? Who joins the Tupperware company? And the reality is it really is everybody. Our team members are people that are stay-at-home moms. We have full-time workers that need some tax advantages because you do have your own business in Tupperware. Young professionals that are looking for a new work option because we have a work from home option, which is awesome. We have some retirees that just want to fill the income gap or use the money for travel. Sometimes there are people that are just unable to get out. And so working from home is the best option for them. We have people that love Tupperware and just want to fill their cabinets with the product and to buy gifts at the best price possible. People that want to earn money for a short-term goal, whether it's for a summer vacation or Christmas savings or something like that. So that's the beautiful part is that you can make some money pretty quick. And then someone looking for flexibility. That is really, at this point in my life, my favorite part. People with more month than money. And that's a pretty common place for some people to be. So, like I said, basically, it's just about everyone or anyone. So the question is why choose Tupperware? Because the reality is that there's a lot of direct selling companies out there, and they all offer some flexibility, discounts, incentives, and tax benefits. So the question is why Tupperware? Well, I'm going to share with you some of the best reasons. Number one is we're a company with a cause. I'm pretty passionate about the fact that we are doing some horrible things to our planet. So much in the landfill in the form of single use plastics and also food waste. And a lot of people don't really realize, but food waste in our landfills turns to methane gas, and that is very destructive to the ozone layer. So we are a company with a cause working to reduce all of that. This is my favorite part. We are not an inventory-based business. Our customers shop directly on your website, which is free. And so you don't have to have inventory on hand. And next is there's no auto ships. So you control any ordering that you personally do. If you don't want anything, you don't order it. And of course, like I mentioned, your customers are going to be placing orders on your website. We do not pay credit card fees. Tupperware covers the cost of our credit card fees. And we have a really small startup cost, super amazing for a direct sales business. And here's one that I think is huge. Everyone needs our product. Young, old, large families, and singles. Everybody needs Tupperware. Women and men need Tupperware. Our precision molding and our innovative products and our warranty separates us from all the copycats. So I love the fact that I can sell to absolutely everybody. It's not just like just women or just a certain age group of women. So we really have a huge market. We have an amazing community in Tupperware. We have established training systems with online and personal support to really give you the unlimited growth that many desire. And we have 80 years of success. But the best part is we keep reinventing ourselves. So let's take a look at some of the consultant benefits as to, what happens when you become a Tupperware consultant. So first of all, you're going to get a 25% discount on anything you choose to purchase, even if it's on sale. So that's a smart way to do your shopping is wait till it's on sale and then use your discount to save even more. We also have what we call product of the future testing. So you'll have an opportunity to earn new or future products, and that way you'll have them in your kitchen. You'll be able to use them before they open up for customers. You also have the ability to do what we call double dip, meaning that you can actually host your own party and get free Tupperware and then be the consultant and earn the profit on that party. So that's pretty cool, totally legal. And you also have the opportunity to share the business opportunity and earn even more product. You do need to be an active consultant to be able to do that. We'll talk a little bit about what active is. So, an active consultant is someone that has joined the business and has submitted $150 in the first month of business. So, as soon as you do that, bingo, you have active status. To maintain it, you need to have $450 in sales in what we call a rolling 4 months. So we look at the current month and we go back three. And in that time period, you need to have $450 in sales. And then each month we drop a month and we add a month. And as long as you have 450 in that time period, you're good to go. It's always easier to keep up than to catch up. So I always recommend that you strive toward having about $125 to $150 in sales on a monthly basis. That's not even a party. So super, super easy to be able to do. Another benefit that you get as an active Tupperware consultant is something called early access. And early access is when the next month is shown to us about 2 weeks in advance. And if you are an active consultant, you can actually order 2 weeks in advance those items if you'd like to have a sample of them or if you just like to have them in your kitchen. So that's kind of a nice perk to be able to get them before everybody else. That's super important for all of our party holders because they want to have a sample of something that's brand new so that they can get it before the month starts. But what I want to talk about now is the relevancy of our products because this is one of the things that I think is so amazing about Tupperware. 80 years, and yet we continue to reinvent ourselves. So, these are just some of the products that we're going to talk about tonight. So, we have our Voila glassware, which I'm going to show you in a minute. We have our silicone bags. These are what we call red dot winners, meaning they actually received a design award. And then we have our big tea tumblers, which are so awesome. And now we have a new line of cookware coming out, and you can be one of the first to get that. So that's just a little bit about what's happening in the world of Tupperware. All right, so I'm going to actually show you a good many of these products. So let's start with our silicone bags. So there's two silicone bags. There is our what we call our slim bags, which are like the snack, sandwich, and quart-sized bags. They're designed to replace the single-use disposable bags that many people buy for lunches. And so you'll love those. I have two sets and I never have to buy the disposable ones anymore. And then these are my favorites because these are what we call stand up bags. You'll notice that it's got a flat bottom and it will stand up. And that way you can use this without having to have a special rack to hold it. So they all nest inside of one another. So we actually have four different sizes. I'm going to take those out because it's much easier to have them stand up when you don't have a whole bunch of weight in the inside like that. There we go. So what I use these for is a couple of things. So especially this large one. We live close to the water, and so we frequently go to the beach. This is great to put things like your bathing suit after it's wet and you're changing in the changing room because you want to have someplace to put a wet, soggy bathing suit. When I travel, I use these to put creams, lotions, sunscreen, anything like that that might explode and end up all over my clothing too. So great for that. But what this usually gets used for is for meal prep. So I love to meal prep. It's such a time saver and a money saver. And so these will just stand up and you can put your meat and your sauces and your vegetables, everything all in here uncooked. And I know a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, you mix uncooked meat and uncooked vegetables together. Yes. You're going to freeze it. It's totally fine. And then you can cook it in one of our cooking systems. I personally love our microwave pressure cooker. And so I can take anything from beef stew to curry to beef broccoli, you name it. There's just so many different recipes that I have. And then I just pour this into my pressure cooker, and in 20 to 25 minutes, dinner is done. So that's pretty easy. So on those busy nights or nights that you just don't feel like cooking, you'll love these. So they come in, like I said, four different sizes. This size is a really great one as well to put some snacks in when you're off on a trip, and that way you can have that in your car. I love this little one for single servings, and then look at this cute little guy. This is great for makeup and things like that when you're traveling too. So these are awesome for traveling. Now what I want to do is show you how they close, because this is why we got the Red Dot Award, and this is why they're so amazing. So the closure on these is like a big zipper. Look at that. And so what you do is you start in the very center section right there, just with it, where the holes are, and you can just snap it together like that. And then you run your fingers all the way to the end. And I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's not closed. So if you look right there, you'll notice that there's an opening there because I ran my fingers, but I didn't go all the way to the end. So that is not a good seal. You want to make sure you press the whole end together so that it's going to look like that. And that way it's closed all the way. Now I still have this end open because what I do when I meal prep is I literally fold this down kind of like this to expel the excess air out of it. It's kind of like when we used to burp our Tupperware bowls, and then you just finish closing it off. And that way you have a completely sealed container that is going to be airtight and also liquid tight. So a couple things, you can put this in a cooler. You don't have to worry about the melting ice getting inside. You can put them in the refrigerator with your meal prep. You can put them in the freezer. Then you can actually put them in the microwave to cook. You can actually put them in the regular oven. You can boil these. That's called sous vide cooking. So this was a little bit large, but you could use one of the other sizes to boil something, whether it be vegetables or maybe you're camping. They're great for camping or RV. And you could put your meals inside of here. And then if you had a great big bonfire with a big cast iron pot over the top, you could drop this bag right into that boiling water and cook whatever it is, your chili or stew or something like that. So kind of reminds me of a cowboy night. Wouldn't that be fun? But the other thing is it goes in the dishwasher. And so I just turn them inside out to put them in the dishwasher, and they come out super, super nice and clean. See how easy that is to just turn those little guys inside out. And that way you don't have to worry about any food that gets stuck down inside. And then when they're done going through the dishwasher, you can just turn them the right side out and put them back together, nest them all, and they're not going to take up a whole bunch of space because, like you said, all four of them fit into the size of one. So that's the first item we have. The second one was I talked about our big tea tumblers, and these have been such a hit, and they come in a bunch of different fun colors, and we're always bringing out new colors. So this is our large one, the 37 ounce, and then this is the baby one. This one's 29 ounces. I always get confused on those numbers. And there's a couple things that are really neat about these. First of all, when you look at this, you'll notice they're both tapered on the bottom, so they'll fit in those drink holders. But you'll notice it has a straw. But Tupperware was really thinking, because you know what? I love this when I have water in it or some other kind of drink to have a straw. But sometimes I like using this for my coffee. And so if you're using it for coffee, you aren't going to use a straw. And so here's the cool part. You can just shut that with the silicone valve, and then you can just open up this part and you've got the drink holder. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? So they are stainless steel. They are lead free. That is super important because a lot of the ones that are on the market these days are not lead free. But my favorite part, of course, is the valve for the straw and then also the drinking spout. The larger one has a nice handle. The smaller one does not. And I like this one for my coffee. And I'm going to tell you, when I put my coffee in this in the morning, it's still hot late in the afternoon. So if you're one of those people that drink coffee all day long, you're going to absolutely love it. This one is the one I use for cold beverages. And the wonderful thing about this is when you fill this up with ice, the next morning, yeah, the next morning, it still has ice in it. So it is going to keep your drink chilled all day. So for those of you that are especially on a quest to drink more water, this is going to be a really great item for you. So these are the big teas. And so you'll want one to match your outfits, right? You can get one in all the different fun covers of colors that we have. So that's called our big tea tumbler. All right, and then next up is our new glassware. And this glassware is so amazing. I'm going to start with the round. This one is great. You can use this for a casserole. It's also wonderful if you want to make a pie. You can actually put your crust in here. So, a couple things that I want to share with you. The secret on this is our seal, first of all. And this has got a regular Tupperware seal with a venting valve. And then it also has this little piece of silicone. You don't have to remove this every time you use it, but on the rare occasion that you might have a bubbling of food, maybe you've overfilled just a little bit too much, you might want to take that off and make sure that there's no food underneath that. But otherwise, you don't need to do that. I just put it in the dishwasher. Yep, it's dishwasher safe, just like I would a plate. So the base of this is made of borosilicate glass. That's super important because that is a glass that is really much more what's the word? I guess much more resilient. So it resists breaking. But here's the thing that's so interesting to me. Lots of companies used to use borosilicate glass. And because it's a little bit more expensive, they changed to a soda lime glass. And that's where you hear those stories about people's glassware exploding in the oven or right when they take it out. And it's because the sodium lime glass can't take those rapid temperature changes like borosilicate glass. So this is a superior type of glass, and that's really a big difference. Now, Tupperware thought of everything. So look at this little guy right here. See that little wavy line on this, what I call a little ribbon? So that is your fill line for the freezer. It even has a little snowflake on the bottom, just so you know what that is. So if you're going to be freezing whatever you have inside, that's going to be your fill line because you have to leave room for expansion. But if you're just filling it to put it in the oven and you're going to be cooking it right now, then you want to go up all the way to this regular fill line. They don't have big old clumsy handles on them. They have just this little lift that you see right here, which makes them super easy to be able to hold. And of course, if it's in the oven, you're going to want to use your pot holders. All right, so this can go in the oven and it also goes in the microwave. So if you're using it in the oven, you're going to use it uncovered. But if you're putting it in the microwave, you're going to want to put your seal on it. So you're going to place the seal on it. Always vent it before you seal it and press down and it went whoosh. Does a little puffing of air, and then you're going to press down on that. And look at this. This is a really tight seal. Can you see that? So that is sealed tightly. So now you've got this nice airtight seal. And then when you go to put it in the microwave to cook, you're going to vent the seal and put it in the microwave. And that allows the steam to escape, but the food doesn't splatter all over the microwave. And you also always want to make sure you remove the seal before you open the container. So if you've got it sealed and you're going to put it in the oven and you want to remove the seal, pop that little button and then remove your seal. So this is our voila, and this is our 9-inch round container. And I absolutely love these. All right, so that was the round. We also have a couple of other fabulous pieces. So the first piece that I want to share with you is this one. And this is our 9 by 13. We call this the rectangular extra large, all of the same features and benefits that I just told you about. So we're just going to pop that little seal off right here and we're ready to go. So I am on a mission because I'm going to show you something really cool. I'm going to place the seal right on the very bottom. I'm going to put that right on top. The next container that I want to share with you is the square. So this is perfect for those 9 by 9 recipes that you might be making, whether it's brownies or just could be a casserole as well. And that is going to sit right down inside of that 9 by 13. All right, next up is our mini Rex. Now, I only have 3 to show you tonight because the fourth one, which is a little bit larger than this bottom one that I'm showing you, is actually in the sink because we just had dinner tonight and it's in the sink because we used it. I use that one a lot because it's a half of the 9 by 13. And so I'm only cooking for 2 people. So typically what I will do is I will either cut the recipe in half and just make it in that small container, or sometimes I actually have more than one, and the other one's in the freezer. Sometimes I will make one and then freeze one. And so I'll use the full recipe, but I just put it in 2 separate containers. And that way I've got, again, a meal prep for another night. So again, these all work the exact same way, puff that little button open and place this right down inside. So what I'm doing is I'm stacking these all inside of one another because what I want to show you is the coolest thing ever. And this is one of the things that I love the most about this is I'm going to take all of my seals, place them right here. And I want you to look. I have, take a look at that, the 9 by 13, this square. I would have all four of the mini Rex in there. And of course, I can't mess around because you can't put a round peg in a square hole. But I can place it right on the very top. And so I have literally 7 pieces of my bakeware in a very small amount of space. Isn't that the most awesome thing you've ever seen? So I am actually madly in love with this product. And the square, the rectangle, square, and round, those came out in just September, so not even a year. And then the mini rectangulars, those came out in November. And so many people do not know that Tupperware has glass. They don't know we have silicone. They don't know that we have stainless steel. We have such a huge market waiting to hear about all of our products. But I love the Voila glass because to me it saves time and it also saves money. It saves money because by prepping your meals at home and not eating out, oh my gosh, you can save so much money doing that. And obviously, it saves time because you can do things ahead of time. And that way, when you come home, you can just pop that into the oven or pop it into the microwave, and you're going to have dinner ready in a flash. So I love that about those things. So those are some of our newest products. But what I want to show you is this. We have the rounds that you see right here. This is the product of the future, but during the month of June, our Tupperware consultants have an opportunity to earn that. So that's cool. And then we have our soon to be released cookware, and that's also something offered as an incentive to our Tupperware consultants. So, the other thing that's happening in the world of Tupperware is last year we opened up a state-of-the-art distribution center in Indianapolis, Indiana. And that made it pretty centrally located. It's right on I-70, makes it super easy for things. And I'm going to tell you, our Tupperware shipments are lightning fast. And so that's great. Your customers are going to love the fact that when they place an order on your website, they're going to get their order in just a matter of a couple of days. So we're super excited about this new location. We also have another thing that's new, and that is our Tupperware Live platform. This is free, and this is an opportunity for you to have parties all month long that you're really not holding. Somebody else is holding them for you. So our Tupperware home office, and in conjunction with some of our business leaders, are doing demonstrations that you can use to invite your guests or your host to use as their party, and it's free. It's held right on your website. So there's nothing special that anybody needs. They just go to your website at the time the party is starting, and voila, they're in a party. So that's really cool. But here's the best part is that while they're in the party, everything that's being shown during the party shows up on the right hand side. If they're on a phone, it's going to show up at the bottom with the description and a little button that says add to the cart. So while they're at the party, they can boom, add to the cart, boom, add to the cart. I mean, selling Tupperware has never been so easy. And of course, you can always hold your own events through Zoom. Lots of people do things on Facebook. They either do Facebook Lives or Facebook parties or Messenger. You can do parties on Instagram. Some people do them on WhatsApp, Telegram. So many apps that are out there. And of course, we still do in-person parties as well. So there are so many ways for you to build a business in Tupperware. So here's the fun thing. You get to choose your kit and then begin. So we have two options. One is to have a product kit, and that is just $119. You get a great selection. You get our Servalier bowls, which are iconic, our ShapeO ball toy, which is also iconic, and we have our chopper, our modular mates, one of our silicone bags. We also have a freezer container as well as a piece of our Voila glassware. So that's a pretty awesome selection of products. The other option during the first couple of days in June is that you can start for just $5. And that is our digital opportunity. So that doesn't come with any Tupperware product. This is perfect for those that are either not going to be holding parties on their own, just plugging into the Tupperware Live, or doing everything on social media and not doing any demonstrations. So if you're going to be doing demonstrations, you'll either want to get the kit or you'll have an opportunity to earn product. I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. So, but we're super excited about the fact that you can open your account for just $5 right now. And then what we want you to do is get started right away. So you'll want to invite people to your website, invite them to a Tupperware Live, book a party of your own, whatever. You just want to take action right away because as soon as you submit $150, two things are going to happen. Number one, you're going to have that active status that I mentioned a little bit ago. But the second thing is you are going to qualify for the product of the future, our new piece of cookware for $15. So you'll be one of the very first to get this. How exciting is that? Wow. And then you can start using it in your kitchen and be able to tell people all about it once it becomes for sale. But there's more because you'll want to be thinking big. Everybody that joins Tupperware is automatically enrolled in a program called Ready, Set, Activate. And this is a program where each month, as you submit your party sales or outside sales, you are going to earn vouchers. And so, for example, the first month when you submit 150, in addition to being able to get that piece of cookware, you're going to get a $25 voucher. At 250, you'll get another $15 voucher. At 500, another $20 voucher, and at 750, another $50 voucher. And then in month two, you start all over again, working toward those vouchers. And then month three. So you got 3 months. You'll have all these vouchers. And you can actually accumulate your vouchers for all 3 months and then redeem them. So you'll have about $300 worth of vouchers if you hit every single threshold over the 3 months. And then you can go on a little shopping spree. And this is how you can add to your kit for the products that you want or add to your kitchen if you would prefer to go that route. So isn't that exciting? But there's more because, as I mentioned, we have opportunities to earn lots of things in Tupperware. So once you hit that 150, you're going to want to strive to 500 to be part of the 500 club for some special drawings. When you hit 750 right now, you'll have the opportunity to get that new Voila round. This is the 1 cup, the 2 cup, and almost 4 cups. So can't wait for that to be for sale. And then at 1500, you can qualify for a cash bonus in addition to your personal profits that you can earn. So the big question, I'm sure, is how do I get started? So first of all, you'll go to your consultant's website. And so if you're not sure what that is, you'll want to reach out to your consultant and find out. And there is a tab there that says join. Click on that, fill in your information, select your kit, and boom, you have opened your account in Tupperware. And guess what? You are ready for business. So you can start selling right away. And then the other thing we want you to do is let us help you partner with us so we can help you to qualify for your Ready, Set, Activate because you are in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. So you may want to use the Tupperware Live. You may want to use the Zoom party option or an in-home party. It's really entirely up to you what option that you decide to use. So I just want to say, think big, start small, but begin now. So thanks so much for joining us tonight. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or your Tupperware consultant. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.